Hey there everybody, it's markcrilley. I'm back with another video. Some of you may remember that on Halloween this year I did a special two-part series of videos where I began a drawing one week and I completed it the following week according to the instructions of my viewers. It ended up looking like this. The characters that I drew were suggested by the viewers. A lot of the other details were determined by the viewers. I enjoyed doing those videos so much I've decided to come back and do it again now for Christmas. This week I'm going to begin drawing a picture, and next week I will complete it according to your specifications. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so this time my idea is to have three different characters. It's Christmas morning. They are by the Christmas tree. They are opening up their presents. And as I did last time, I'm going to have the three different characters sort of left largely blank this week. I'm beginning by drawing this sort of living room space here. Let's say that the Christmas tree will be over here. You won't really see the whole tree. You'll see sort of the lower part of it. And maybe sketch in some ornaments and so forth. In fact, you could even give suggestions as to what sorts of ornaments are hanging on this tree. It doesn't have to be limited to just the three characters, although that becomes sort of a major aspect. You can really make all kinds of suggestions as to how I should complete the illustration, including, as I said just now, the ornaments on the tree. Why not? Let's have fun. Be creative, folks. Let me know how I ought to finish this illustration. This is all just sort of background stuff here. Let's get on to the fun part of showing where these characters are going to be. I think this will be the first one right here. I'll do just a circle for the head. Let's have this character leaning forward. And, you know, here's the thing, is of course I need your help for who these characters ought to be. But then I also thought people could suggest what are the presents that these characters have received, because I'm not just going to draw these characters sitting by the tree. I'm drawing them, you know, having just opened up their presents. All three of them maybe have opened their presents at the same time. Let's say that this is a box here, and I'm going to put the hands, but I'm not going to actually draw what they've received here. I'm just sort of making the space. It sort of looks like he's holding some invisible object. I'll just do how about a dotted line to help you imagine. This is where the gift is going to be, but I don't want to make any details as to what the gift is because I want to leave that all to you guys. So I'll go ahead and very quickly. There's going to be no details for these characters this week. It's all going to look very loose and sketchy. All that detail work is going to come next week. But let's at least get this sort of box in place. I suppose I've limited things in terms of the size of the box. You have to maybe think of something that could fit inside this box. But otherwise, there will be no other limitations set on what the gift might end up being. I'm curious to see what all the various suggestions will be. I'm going to put the number 1 right here, just to make it easy for people to make suggestions. And let's move on now and draw character number 2. Now, I think last time I did this, I did it all real time. Let's see how it goes. I feel like I still have enough to say that it's not ludicrous that I'm still gabbing away as I draw this. But it may prove wise to bring in Old Man Christmas time-lapse to help me get to the end point of this video. Really, next week is where all the fun takes place. This is all just me doodling away. I'm going to put this character's hands, and the hands may be completely redrawn next week according, when we decide what it is that they have received. Let's say this character does not have a box. We're just going to have the wrapping paper down here. And for the time being, just looks like a bunch of scribbly lines. I did think, let's have him be him, her, could be any type of a character. Remember last time I drew the 3 circles, and I did try to point out, look, just because these circles sort of remind you of the shape of a boy's head, that doesn't mean these need to be boys. And indeed, when, as you saw earlier, 2 out of the 3 ended up being female, and then one of them was a suit of armor. Oh, you know, I remembered one thing that I wanted to say. I don't like to set any limitations on what you suggest, but it did occur to me that some people that were familiar with what I did last time might be tempted to suggest continuing with what was established in the previous video. And I kind of want to warn you guys that my instinct is to not keep reusing the same properties. I'll give you an example of suggestions that I would not get excited about. You know, last time we did Talia, who is from my story Brody's Ghost, right? Then we had characters that were from Full Metal Alchemist and then also from Suicide Squad. So it occurs to me that some people might say, well, last time you did Talia, this time do Brody, or this time do the Joker, and then this time do Al, you know, or Ed instead of Al from Full Metal Alchemist. And I sort of understand that there's balance there, right? Oh, we get to go back and do these other characters. But my inclination is, you know, if we do that, then we stay stuck in the same comic book properties that we used last time. So if indeed that was the first thing that popped into your head, I should warn you, I am very unlikely to choose characters now from Suicide Squad or Full Metal Alchemist, or indeed any of my own books, not just Brody's Ghost, but having done a character that was from my own book last time, I am very reluctant to devote one of these to one of my own characters again. It just becomes very self-promotion-y if you do it again and again. So just fair warning there, and sorry if I'm disappointing anybody who's like, oh man, I would love to see you draw the Joker. Let's spread the love. Let's consider lots of different properties and not just the ones that we already did last time. I'm sort of redrawing this line here. This character is going to be maybe a similar pose, but I got to make sure I have enough space for getting in the sort of crouching knees. And that was just the one thing that I wanted to point out. Let's see if we can get past those specific properties that we did last time. Let's come up with new ones just to keep it fun. And again, I guess I'll just put little dotted lines here to show you, oh, this is where the gift is going to be, whatever it ends up being. Just to remind you that also is something that you can be suggesting. Not just the characters, but also the gifts, indeed some maybe ornaments for the tree, other things that you feel, hey, there's still space for. I think what I'll do here is maybe just to continue with the Christmassy look, let's get at least a few more presents back here maybe. As yet unopened underneath the tree. And I always like to get some suggestion of the flooring. Let's say that this is the edge of a carpet, like a throw rug. I am going to just get in a sort of surface of hardwood floor. And that will be part of our background. Again, just leaving all of this super loose. Well, what do you know? I feel like I did sort of manage to do this all real time without boring everyone to death. Speak for yourself, Crilly. You definitely bored me to death. And that brings us towards the end of this video, folks. So remember, by next Friday, I am going to be gathering up all of your suggestions. Go ahead and leave your suggestions for what the various characters should be, what the presents should be, any other details that you have thought of that I could use for completing this illustration. Leave all of that in the comment section of this video. I'm going to go through, I'm going to read all those comments. I'm going to choose as many as I can that will serve as suggestions for completing this picture. And I will look forward to seeing all of you. I sincerely hope all of you will come back next Friday to watch me do the finished illustration. And as you may recall, those of you who saw the previous video, when I use your suggestion, I don't just mention the suggestion, I mention you by name. I pull out a little piece of paper, I sort of shine the spotlight on the person who came up with that particular idea. So let's go ahead and lay down this pencil. I want to thank you all for watching this video. I look forward to reading all of your suggestions, and I'll be back with another video real soon.